Hi everyone, welcome to the class. So today we will start a new unit which is product management. So as you know, product happens to be one of the 4 P's of marketing and it plays a very vital role. So no doubt that is why always we say product, price, place, promotion. So the other things can sometimes change product, place, price, promotion, product, promotion, place, but product obviously has to be the beginning, the starting point, right. So, how business to business markets are different when you talk about from product point of view perspective. So, a few things that we have seen in the past also we have discussed, like the B2B products are generally complex products. They are capital intensive products and they are heavily customized according to the needs and specifications of the buyer, right. So, how this product has makes an impact in this business to business marketing, today we will start the discussion. Okay. So, let us start with some some quotes, some cases that has happened in the past. Why new product development can be a dice roll, that means when you roll a dice you do not know what will happen, right, what numbers will come. So, some forecasts in the past have been, I think there is a world market for maybe 5 computers. This is who says this? The chairman of IBM, Thomas Watson. He says that I think there is a world market for maybe 5 computers during the early years when computers were coming into place. So, he had predicted that. The radio craze will die out in time. Thomas Edison, the great Thomas Edison, Thomas Alva Edison, the scientist, said that the radio craze will die out in time. But today, if I am not wrong, you all are listening to still radio, radio Mirchi, radio, different frequencies at different frequencies, right. The third one is video won't be around more than 6 months, right. So, people will soon get tired of staring at a plywood box. So, this was the president of 20th Century Fox, Daryl Janek. Now, these kind of predictions for new products sometimes have been failure and sometimes they have been successful too, right. One case is if I will say one successful case, I can talk about the Walkman. Now, who does not know Walkman, right? If you are of my age or even close to my age, you must all have heard of Walkman, Sony's Walkman. Now, undoubtedly one of the classic cases of before you could think of Apple or something like that, you would talk about Walkman. Now, Sony came up with this product and they created history, right. So, and this product can be a reason for your success, your growth of the business. Similarly, industry, one another firm I can think of about is Disney, right, Disney Entertainment. Now, when you think about the Disney theme parks and all, how have they created such a new service, new product which has made them so remarkable and great in this competitive world. So, some companies actually have done wonders, right, and how they have done what they have done also is something of interest for every manager, every student, every individual, right. Some facts: fewer than 10% of all new products are truly innovative and new to the world. So, what we are saying is new products, although we say they are new products, but actually only 10% of all new products are truly innovative, truly they can be said to be new. Rather others are just an incremental innovation. So, radical innovation if you say 10% which are new to the world, and the rest 90% are some incremental innovations which are like some changes have been brought in. New products continue to fail at rates estimated as high as 50% or even 95% in the United States and 60% in Europe. And you go to any country, and if this is the case with United States and Europe like countries which are well advanced, so obviously you can think that the numbers would be large in other economies, developing economies. So, what are these new products? So, as we know that a product is nothing but an offering to the market, right. So, the definition of a book, it says a product is an offering to the market. So, a company makes a product and it offers to the market in exchange of certain price, certain money, certain revenue, right. So, there are certain kinds of products that we are talking about. So, new to the world products, new product lines, right, and additions to the existing product lines, improvements and revisions in the existing products, repositioning of the products and cost reductions. So what is new to the world product? New products that create an entirely new market. Now just imagine a case like the pagers, for example, which did not do well at one point of time, but after they phased out from the market because mobiles came in and things happened. But just imagine, for example, and but today let us say one product I would say that would create an entirely new market could be the the iPhone that came in the first time when the Mac came. So let me give an example of a service. Now services like recruiting maids, now this is completely was unknown at one point of time, right? But when companies startups started getting into this business, this became an entirely new service, a new product for the market. So you could hire a maid for your house through an established agency. So such kind of businesses started evolving, which was earlier not found, right? When before Netflix or any streaming services, streaming such kind of platforms, OTT platforms, we did not have any choice. We were glued to the TV and we were watching what was given to us. But now just imagine what has happened to the world. You have the entertainment industry has just blasted off. It has become huge, right? You have Netflix, Amazon, you have who every company is entering, any service oriented companies, they are entering into this business. Okay. So new to the world products, right? New product lines, sometimes companies new products that allow a company to enter an established market. Now let us say Vespa has entered into the Indian market in scooter segment, right? Or Bajaj Auto has entered into the African market for its auto segment, right? Now that is a new product line, right? So the company has this product, they are entering into a new market. Now the best way to see is through an Ansof's matrix. Now Ansof's matrix, if you remember, now this is a matrix which says the product and the market. So the product can be new or existing, the market can be new or existing, right. So when the product is new, right, and this is a market, this is product. So when the product is new and the market is existing, right, one situation, situation 1. When the product is new, the market sorry existing, and this is, let us make it this is new and this is existing. So product is new, market is new, a new to the world. Product is new, the market is already existing. So what kind of a product is this? So the market is an existing market. So I have brought in a new product into the, I developed a new product for the market. Case 2, the product is existing, I am only extending it to a new market. Let us say, as I said, Bajaj wants to go into the African market. Case 3, the product is existing, the market is existing, right. So maybe you are just repositioning the product or trying to make some cost adjustments and trying to give a different feel to the customer, right. So Ansof's matrix also explains this product and market dimension in a beautiful way. So new product lines, new products that allow a company to enter in the established market. Then you have additions to the existing product lines. So new products that supplement a company's established product lines. Now for example, so in the product line, for example, HUL is trying to bring in a new product, let us say new kind of soap, right. That is a new product to the existing product line which they already had. Similarly, for example, if let us say a company like Siemens, Siemens is a big name in the, let us say, in the technology sector. Now Siemens is introducing a new kind of meter, right, to measure the fluctuations in the current, voltage fluctuations. So that is maybe a product which they are bringing in, which is maybe they are adding to their existing product line, right. This is an hypothetical example. Then you can have improvements or revisions to the existing product. So the existing product you can improve upon that. So new products that provide improved performance. So the performance, for example, you had freeze refrigerators, you had color televisions, but now you are getting smart color televisions. So you can watch Netflix, OTT, all platforms on your smart television. So earlier when I had a color television, my color television does not provide that facility. Okay. So that is an improvement, right. Similarly, as I said, there can be several new things that can be brought into the product. Mobiles are improving. Repositioning. Now the existing products that are targeted to new markets or segments, they can be reposition. For example, certain products can be positioned in a different manner. Now, what is positioning? We have understood that positioning is a method in which the marketer wants the consumer to remember it in a different manner, right. So, positioning in the mind of the consumer, right, how you want the consumer to remember you is repositioning, right. So, a company can reposition, change the positioning strategy. So, earlier let us say I was a company which was, let us say, a slow moving uh, good quality product oriented company. Now, I want to make it look like a fast moving, very aggressive, right, and aggressively growing company. Now, the kind of positioning I am re-changing or doing it is changing the perception of my company in the minds of the consumer. Okay. So, that also tries to bring in a change in the product's perspective, right. So, companies can design their products in a manner or reframe their product in a manner that people will feel that this product, okay, it was there, but now this is a different product, right. It has got certain more scope. Okay. And the last is the cost reduction, when new products that provide similar performance at a lower cost. So, you can see several, you will find this in the B2B industry. For example, when Intel launched its product, so let us say the Pentium chips. So, initially the chips that that they had is, although this case is given in a case of new product development case. So, what is happening is when the new product they develop, so the earlier one they try to reduce the price, right. So, if people want to still go with the earlier product, they can go and they can get a price discount, but the new product that they will launch will be at a much higher premium, right. So, sometimes cost reduction can also be seen as a technological advancement. Now, let us say a company feels that because of my technological advancement, my capacity enhancement, I can produce the same product at a much cheaper cost and give it to the market. So, in this case also we look the product from a new perspective, okay, as a new product. Okay. Now, look at this example, Okinawa dual B2B electric scooter. Now, the market, Indian market is now booming, right, and we are forecasting that there would be a very huge growth in the EV sector, electrical vehicle sector. Almost all two wheeler, four wheeler companies have moved into this new product. So, how this new product will come into the market and how, what kind of challenges it will face is of interest, right. So, this is just an example that you can see sometimes this new product. For example, now companies are coming up with EV cycles or battery operated cycles now, right. So, that might be a very good new product for, okay, it is existing, no doubt about it, but in a very minimal manner. So, if it goes in a big way and tries to reach every market, every customer, then the market potential increases. Okay. New product development has a challenge, it has a risk associated with it, right. Now, what is the risk? The risk is the failure of the product. Now, just imagine to develop a molecule, to develop a new let us say medicine, a pharma company may spend years on research and may spend lots and lots of money, right. But what if the market does not accept it, right. For example, one product that comes to my mind is Johnson and Johnson's baby aspirin. Johnson and Johnson came up with a product called baby aspirin. So, obviously, when Johnson and Johnson came with this baby aspirin, everybody was hoping that Johnson and Johnson, being a very famous company and has a very good brand image, it will no doubt be successful. But this product did not run. Now, what was the reason for the failure of the product? Now, it is a very interesting case. People felt that being a very soft and a mild company, the products that they make is gentle and mild. So, it does not harm the skin of the child. So, it is a very sensitive, very nice product they make, but the same niceness and the same gentleness was becoming an issue when it tries to when it came to baby aspirin, because they felt, people felt that if it is a gentle product, it will not work for a fever, right. So, this feeling that being a gentle company, the product of this gentle company or a gentle that positioning that is there might not work for a case when the child has a fever. So, the my child's fever will not go and it will last for some more time. So, people felt maybe Johnson and Johnson is not going to work for this product and this failed. Although Johnson and Johnson, as I am repeatedly saying, that it had a very good strong image in the market. Okay. As you know, when a product fails, automatically all the R&D cost, the the money that you have pumped in to develop the product is gone, right. So, you have to be very careful, because in the market, if a product is failing, it takes away lot of your resources, your money, every kind of resources, right. Okay. So, what are the product failure reasons? So, let us see some reasons for product failure. Now, there are different reasons given. So, for example, competitors were more firmly entrenched in the market than expected. That means, people felt that this could be a reason that the competitors were very deeply created a position in the market. So, to remove them or to dislodge them is not possible, right. The number of potential users was overestimated. So, the market size that you estimated was very big. The price was set higher than customers could pay. Now, there are numerous examples again where companies have made products and they failed just because the price was not appropriate. So, sometimes underpricing also kills your product, sometimes overpricing kills your product. Now, what is that balance? How do you know? So, Motorola's Iridium project was one case where again price became a reason for not being very successful. Product had design, technical or manufacturing difficulties or deficiencies. Then selling, distribution or promotional efforts were not directed towards the right target customer, right. The product was the same or a me too product, that means there is nothing different, right. So, it is the same product. So, what is the point? Did not understand customer requirements. So, many times the product you develop maybe because of your, because you love it, right. Sometimes this is a problem with B2B markets, that the engineers and the technicians or the technical people are very dominant in the B2B space, and they have a love for their idea and they want to be technologically superior, they want to look technologically superior. Now, that itself becomes a problem when you develop, because you do not understand the maybe the customer requirement, you tend to love your own idea. So, that is a problem. Selling, distribution, promotional efforts were not adequate. Similar competitive product was introduced at the same time when you came in, maybe a competitor introduced product and they did everything right. So, because of which they took the market, right. Were unable to develop or produce exactly as desired. So, what the company wanted, they could not maybe develop it. Pricing, again competitors lowered prices or took other defensive actions. Timing was too late, right. Sometimes you move very late into the market and already the market growth scope has reduced. No market need existed for this type of product. So, maybe the company, again as I said, because of the idea that they loved, they did it, but they did not look at the market need. Timing was premature and government action hindered the sale of the product, and many other points, which has been said to be the reason for the failure of the product, right. So, you can see that there are several reasons why a product can fail, right. But interestingly, I would like to say there is no, there is only one way a product can be successful, that is if the customer likes it, if the customer wants it, right. But to fail, you have numerous ways of failing, right. So, one has to be very careful in a new product development process, right. So, one example is wrong pricing of, this is a case of wrong pricing. So, in 2009, an international drug Axura for Alzheimer's disease, Alzheimer's is a disease where people tend to forget, and so they maybe the body shakes. So, was launched in India. Axura was priced at 79 per tablet, rupees 79 per tablet, as against the similar drugs from other firms at 18 to 34. After 6 months of rigorous and continuous promotion, the company wanted to that the people should understand that it is a good product, it has no side effects and many things. But doctors' acceptance of Axura was not adequate, and hence Axura was withdrawn from the market. So, now imagine a product being withdrawn from the market, how much of loss it has made for the company. Okay. So, how does this new product development process happen? So, this is very important because we have to then understand what to do, what to do correct and what mistakes should not be done, right. So, it starts with idea generation, idea screening, concept development and testing, business analysis, product development, market testing and commercialization. So, this new product development process has this 7 steps, right, and let us discuss about each step now. So, idea screening or idea generation. So, the new product development process starts with this search for ideas, right, and various sources of ideas are, for example, when you know interact in groups like with your customers, among your sales people, sales team, the employees of the company, the distributors, or you are researching the product and service of competitors, you are trying to find out what the competitors are doing, what is their product and how the product is working, which is also called as reverse engineering. Sometimes companies they open the product and see from a backward way how what is the products each specification and all. And the third thing is you can go for using creativity, generating techniques like brainstorming and attribute listing. So, all these techniques are used for idea generation. Now, idea generation obviously no doubt plays a very prominent role. Now, it is interesting that companies they are spending lot of their human resource in idea generation. For example, one company which is very famous is 3M, right. 3M is a company which keeps almost 10 to 15% of its people in bench, so that they can think and think about new ideas, new products, new services that the company can manufacture, right, or develop. So, idea generation being the first step, we move into the next is the idea screening. So, let us say you have developed a number of ideas. Okay. So, you see, you just imagine this entire thing, this new product development process like a funnel, right. So, look at it like a funnel perspective. So, this is the funnel, let us say, right. So, many ideas would be there at the top, right, and then you do a each, this is the idea generation stage, idea generation, then screening, we will go each one of them, each one, right, by one by one. So, idea screening, the primary purpose of screening new product ideas is to select those ideas which are likely to succeed and drop the poor ideas, right. Every idea should be assessed on the following criteria. What are the following criteria? How much of resource is available with us and how much of resource is required to make this product, right. Is the company's long term objective, that means if I am the firm and is this product going to support my long term objective, right. How useful it is for the customers. In comparison to the competitors products, how does it stand? Will people accept my product when they see the competitor's product? What is the potential future growth and market size that I can think this product is going to give me? So, on basis of these ideas, of these points, one can screen the ideas and maybe they can remove a few of these ideas. Okay. Management can rate the surviving ideas using a weighted index method as given here. Now, so my company objective, marketing experience and effectiveness, production capabilities and facilities, R&D, know-how, availability, financial resources and profitability. Now, what is the importance? I am giving certain importance weights. Okay. Now, objective of the company, I am giving 20%, 20% for marketing experience, production capability and facilities which I have or not, that is 15%, research and development knowledge, know-how 15%, 10% for raw material availability and supplies, right, and 20% again for financial resources and profitability. Now, these are the importance given, right. What is the company's capabilities for the product idea? Now, as a company, suppose for me, how important are these equally the points? Now, let us say now the company capabilities for the product idea are 70%. So, I am scoring 70% on this, let us say 50, 40, 60, 70 and 80, right. So, this is my capability, right. Now, what I will do is I will multiply those two and I will take a final score, right. So, after taking a final score I am finding. So, company objectives and strategies importance is 20%, the capability is 70. So, multiplied I get a score of 14. Similarly, when I take all the scores I get a total score of 62, right. So, the new idea rating, the rating of this idea will be given a score of 62. When I compare with another idea, let us say, and it gets a score of let us say 65 or 70 or 50. So, accordingly I can say, I can think whether this idea is a better idea or not a better idea. Then you come to the third stage, which is the concept development and testing. At this stage, the idea is developed into a product concept and then tested by getting reactions from the customers. So, you must have heard about alpha testing and beta testing. Now, for example, in we say when the testing happens within the companies, the employees of the company, we say it is an alpha. So, at this stage is an alpha testing, and when the product goes to the market for a test market or something, it is a beta testing, right. A product concept is a detailed version, of the idea that is stated in a meaningful customer's term. Now, this idea will be designed in a manner so that the customer can easily understand it, so that it can give its feedback. These days companies use 3D modeling and virtual reality to test their product concepts. Now, nowadays what has happened is 3D model has become a very helpful method to develop any product prototype, and you can easily show it to the customer, right. Or if you do not want to develop a prototype, you can't, suppose you can't even take the prototype and you do not have the facility, you can use virtual reality, right, where you must have seen people putting up a machine, virtual reality in a machine, and then you are connected to the some device, and then you can feel that 3D feeling, right, of how this product is and all. Completely you can get into the product and see each description, each specification of the product, and you may then give your opinion after that. The consumers in perspective, right, the users and the key decision makers in perspective, the consumer should be asked questions as suggested below. Are the benefits clear to you and believable? So, when you are doing a, let us say, a kind of a research to test the concept, you need to ask the potential customers. So, obviously you do not have customers at this time. So, consumers, potential consumers, are the benefits clear to you? Do you see this product solving a problem or filling a need for you? Do other products currently meet this need and satisfy you? Is the price reasonable in relationship to the value that you are getting? So, here you have to understand that people will always be comparing, right, that what is value. Now, value is equal to the benefit that one makes minus the cost. So, if this is, let us say, the value, if it is positive, right, benefit minus cost is positive, then I will say it is adding value. If it is negative, it is taking away my value, eroding my value, right. So, what are the benefits? The benefits may be status, psychological, monetary values. Cost may be the price that I am paying, okay, or the price I am paying to install, or the maintenance cost, whatever it is. Would you buy the product? Who would use this product, when and how often? Now, by understanding these, the concept development and testing is done. Then the company tries to do a business analysis. Now, here after the concept has passed through this test, then you come to this situation where now you are trying to make a analysis of how much benefit we are going to derive, right. So, it helps to develop an estimated projection of the sales, costs and profitability for maybe for a certain time period. Now, this could be 5 to 7 years, it could be 20 years, it could be, depends on what is the objective of the company and your product. So, it is a detailed analysis in terms of the required investment in plant, equipment, working capital and market development. So, you have to bear cost, right. Market potential, sales forecast, customer and competitive analysis, costs of product development, manufacturing and marketing the product, and the likely price levels, profitability and return on investment. So, here we are trying to do in this business analysis, what we are trying to do is we are trying to see if we have to develop this new product, what are the investments we have to make in the different things like plant, capital, all these things, plant, equipment and all. What kind of a market potential we can expect, what is the sales forecast we can expect, right. How many competitors would come in and how fast they would come into the market. So, it is kind of a logical analysis that you have to do, right. Cost of product development, how much we are going to spend in developing a product, right, and how much we are going to spend in marketing, in and manufacturing this, and finally how much, at what price will people buy it, and how much profit we can make. Now, if this business analysis gives you positive feedback, then obviously you will be very happy as a company, you will be happy to look into it. Sometimes the product may immediately go for a loss, but the company may feel that it can, after certain period of time, it may catch up, and then it will give you ultimately profit at the long run. So, there also the company can take a decision to go ahead with the product. Okay. After this business analysis step is over, the next step is the actual product development. Now, here in this process, the engineers and technicians create the desired product. The R&D department develops one or more prototypes of the product concept, and the development of a prototype will confirm or negate its ability to produce. Now, what does it mean? It says that once, see, till now we are looking at the theoretical perspective, right. Now, here we are actually developing a product now. Now, when we are actually developing a product, we will understand what kind of problems we will face, actually how much of cost we will have to incur in developing the product and everything. So, after this, if we feel whether this is not going to be profitable for us, then we will drop it. But if we feel no, it is as per our estimation, whatever we had thought, it is working accordingly, then we will go ahead with it. The job of translating target customer requirements into a working prototype is helped by methods like quality functional deployment or house of quality, it is also known as, which we will look later on, right. In this module only we will cover it, so but later on. So, product development is that final, coming to that nearly final stage just before the commercialization, right. Oh sorry, market testing and commercialization obviously. So, here we are talking about the products, all the problems and issues related to the product, okay, what challenges we will face when we actually make the product. Now, here after making a few products, we have not fully commercialized, we are still not commercialized, like it is like a pre-testing in a questionnaire survey, okay. So, here we will go for a testing. So, what does the company do? The company first identifies a few samples, right, sample in the sense a few potential sample areas. For example, let us say the target segments, they find that let us say certain tier 2 cities are the areas where they want to push this product. So, what they will do is they will try to find out how many such kind of tier 2 cities are there which have similar kind of people or respondents or buyers, okay. Or if I am, let us say, my B2B product, or I am creating a banking software. So, will it be applicable for all banking software, all banks, or only a few kind of banks who are using a particular kind of model for their business, for them it is helpful. Now, what that is to be decided, right, according to your segmentation you have to decide. Now, here the company uses this alpha and beta testing, it goes to join trade shows, right, collects data from its dealer showrooms, and finally test the market by offering samples, free samples, or if it is a B2B case, obviously you cannot give all the free samples. So, you go for, let us say, trade shows, participate there and try to test how people are actually feeling. See, till now what you have done is you have just developed the product, you have not commercialized, you have not gone full blown, you have not gone for it. So, you are testing whether the market will actually respond positively or not, okay. So, alpha and beta testing, basically it is done internally, as I have said, the alpha testing is done internally and beta testing is done to how to see how the consumers will use it, right. So, in alpha testing, the product testing is done to evaluate the performance parameters and operating costs. If the results of an incoming testing are satisfactory, the company will go for the second stage, beta. So, this word you generally hear largely for new product development, and nowadays alpha testing, beta testing, right. So, we hear a lot in the technology space, technology business, right. And in beta testing, the company's technical people observe how customers use the product, the real people who will actually buy the product, a practice that often exposes unanticipated problems. So, when the customer actually tests, right, or uses the product, on what basis is it really making a decision to buy or not buy the product? So, here the beta testing comes into the as a saving grace. Here the company observes that people may like the product, but they just do not want to buy because for a certain reason. Now, the reason could be sometimes very strange, right, which the company might not even have thought of, right. So, the company now has to keep those points in its mind and develop the product accordingly. And then, as I have said, trade shows, you participate, give a feel to the potential customers about the, and for B2B products, industrial products especially, trade shows are the best place where you find the real customers. So, you can show that product, your product, and take their opinion. Test marketing, the company gives a limited supply, so some free samples or something, and ask the sales force to sell it in a limited number of areas that receive promotional support and printed catalog sheets. So, it tries to test it in a market which is very similar to the actual marketplace that where they want to make the sales. Okay. And if everything goes perfect, then you come to this last stage where it is commercialization. So, a product is commercialized when it is fully formally introduced to the target market, and viewed from another perspective, commercialization is the implementation of a tactical marketing program involving what communication has to be done, how the product has to be communicated, how it has to be distributed, what kind of customer support is required. So, the companies need to decide on the timing of the market launch, right. For example, you must have seen sometimes products are delayed, sometimes as because of the market condition. For example, if the inflation in the market is very high and companies understand that people will not buy. So, because they do not have the buying power, the purchasing power. So, they will delay the launch of the product. Geographic strategy, for different geographies, different places, the strategy would be different. So, the product might be accepted in a different way. How is your target market going to react, right? Segment what how they would respond to the product, and what would be the marketing mix strategy. So, what is the product, what is the price, what is the place, what is the promotion, all this communication, everything has to be decided in this commercialization stage, right. So, this is that full blown stage where the company now launches the product and tries to maximize its sales and revenue. Okay. Now, this is an exercise for you. Find the name of any 5 successful new products and their manufacturers, right, and also try to find any 5 new product failures. So, failure and their manufacturers. So, which are the companies, try to find 5 successful products, 5 failure products, and try to list down what were the reasons they failed or what were the reasons for their success, right. So, take it as an exercise and do it. So, this is all for the day we have. So, now I will wind up this lecture here. So, thank you very much and take care. Bye bye.